So, it is absolutely terrifying what happens when people in positions of authority and power knowingly and deliberately inflate and endorse untruths. And it was Kwasi Kwarteng's turn yesterday, moving away from the nonsense about Keir Starmer having anything to answer for in that event in Durham, right through to Kwasi Kwarteng on the television yesterday claiming live that crime had gone down by 14% when it has in fact gone up by 14%. And even having to explain, well, no, the reason is that we don't include fraud. If you remove fraud from the crime figures, then they are much, much lower than they would be if you included the crime of fraud. I'll tell you what, if you remove murder from the crime figures, they're going to be a lot lower than they would be with murder figures included. Why don't you remove burglary? I tell you what, why don't you just take them all out and then claim that there is no crime? This is what Kwasi Kwarteng has done. Whether or not he realises that he's done it to himself, I do not know. I don't know the fella. All I know about him is that almost inevitably, given that the people who come out with the most crackerjack content at the moment in the Conservative Party are the people that wrote that dreadful book, the Britannia Unchained, that described British workers as being among the laziest in the world. Liz Truss, Priti Patel, Kwasi Kwarteng, Dominic Raab and Chris Skidmore. 5. It's like the kind of the take that of political catastrophe. But he ends up on telly claiming that crime's gone down because we're not actually counting that particular crime. How the hell would you feel if you'd been a victim of fraud in the last couple of years? And speaking of Priti Patel, his co-author of that infernal pamphlet, one of the main reasons why a lot of types of crime have gone down is because we were all at home. And Priti Patel claiming that shoplifting had come down as a massive win, despite the fact that there were hardly any shops open. These are the people in charge. This is what they do now. And I don't know what gaslighting means in the context of these sort of public pronouncements. Have they been gaslit by Boris Johnson into turning up in television studios and say, oh, no. I think you'll find that if you don't count that crime, then the overall crime figures have gone down. They only go up if you count that sort of crime over there. And we're not counting that sort of crime over there. To which the obvious answer is, well, why are you counting that sort of crime over there then? Why don't you just stop counting all the crimes? The only thing that counts as a crime is something that personally impacts upon Boris Johnson. Therefore, at the moment, the only crimes being committed in this country are by critics like you. It is absolutely incredible. And he's always seemed, that book notwithstanding, he's always seemed to be a relatively sensible bloke. I don't know. Maybe I'm a sucker for a plummy accent. I don't think I am. So he ends up saying on the telly, I think fraud is really, really important, but people are talking particularly about burglaries, about personal injury, about physical crimes, and I think in that context we're seeing lower crimes. This is a cabinet minister in the United Kingdom talking about crime figures on the telly and saying we don't include those crime figures in our crime figures. And you're not hearing any alarm bells yet. Or maybe you are.